Hey, what's up, everyone? So I wanted to do a short summary here of Rapture Church, and it's under YE. So what is YE? YE stands for Yahweh Everywhere. Now that is the traditional name of God from the Bible that I don't have time to necessarily get into right now, but understand that that is the name of the biblical God of the Bible. And so I put two words together. Yahweh Everywhere means we want to impact all people wherever they are at. And so this is a campaign that I am trying to raise funds to start a physical church location. And so we are looking to start a church here in the Puyallup area. It would be great if, there was partner churches in other areas, but for now, as a startup church, we are looking to do a little twist to the traditional church. And so one of those twists are operating 7 days a week. So a church where you can always go to for many different needs in your life. Sometimes churches, they're just not open when you need them. What if you want prayer late at night and you want somewhere to go? What if you want a place that you can just, fellowship with other Christians and, a place where you can connect and network with other Christians and other like-minded believers during the week and not just Sunday. We are trying to do innovative things like that where we are connecting people together and also bringing a good impact to the community. And so, on my website, washi.com, you can go there and see a little bit of what we are doing. Now, the website has a lot going on. There's not really a whole lot of way around it. Otherwise, I try to organize it as much as possible, guys. But, one of the things that this church is looking to do is to get into a cafe. What if we could reach people out in the community and not just on Sundays? And so I'm raising funds for all of YE to start and grow and reach people for Jesus Christ. And so the ultimate, slogan for YE Company is sharing Jesus through business and through ministry. So obviously there's a huge part of the world that is interested in business, whether that be buying things or selling things. You have consumers and you have spenders, or you have consumers and you have people who are actually wanting to produce products and services. And so one of those things that I wanted to do, like Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, let's use them as an example. Chick-fil-A does a great job at, being a Christian company, but their core is not necessarily evangelism. They are more of a witness company. What is a witness company? It's basically a company that just is Christian and is holding up to Christian values, but is not necessarily evangelizing in a traditional sense, like handing out material or telling people about Jesus in various forms. And then you have other people who are, looking to know more about Jesus, but they just don't know where to go. And so sometimes during the week, during nighttime, people have an impulse or a drawing, we should say, from God to learn more about him or do whatever that they feel on their heart they need to do in regards to seeking God. And so what if there was a place where you could go and get baptism? Well, that would be great, especially during the week where it's 12 o'clock, in the afternoon or in the middle of the day, and you feel like, oh, you know what? I think it's time for me to get baptized. But, most of the churches in your area most likely have to schedule it with you, or they'll have to say, you wait till Sunday. Well, guys, some things is in the Bible, it says today is the day of salvation. And so why not bring people more of a today-like salvation in offering services that people have the opportunity to reach out to Jesus and have him reach back to them. And one of the services that in regards to baptism I was thinking about a mobile baptism service where you can call a number or text a number or you can, download an app. That would be great if eventually we would have an app where we can, basically like Uber, call yourself a baptism to your door, and someone can get baptized right there, in the open and at a mobile baptism unit. And so that's just something that, we are thinking about here and when I say we, it's me, my wife, and then I have a few other people that are on my team. And so, I think there is still a need for churches, guys. We don't know when Jesus is going to return, but we can do business till he comes and get ready. And so one of the ways that I wanted to do that is through a local church, but have a spin on it and have a more modern, innovative way, a caught up way of doing church. Now, obviously, church is always going to be adapting, guys. When more revelation comes from Jesus, then, we adapt and, take hold of those things. For example, artificial intelligence, guys. There are more discovery of how ministries can use technology. And so that wasn't available to churches in the past. And so sometimes we have to catch up to what everyone is interested in. Yes, we are trying to reach Christian people, but we also have to minister to everybody, And so I think not without compromising on biblical values, on biblical eternal truths, I want to be able to market Jesus Christ in many different forms, in a lot of different forms. And there's still a huge need. Christian movies, guys. The film industry is just getting started in regards to Christian movies. And so I want to be a company and a ministry that offers, amazing, fun to watch Christian movies that also teach you biblical truths and share Jesus. Guys, the list can just go on about, things that, we would like to do, but to get started, as you go through the website, maybe this can look very overwhelming to you. And so I believe it's good to start with small beginnings. And so right now we're offering an online portion of our ministry, but we would like to get into physical locations. It would be great to get into different locations that, are oysters for evangelism. Now, where does this drive come from? This all comes from Jesus Christ. He made this world for himself, and, he made this world also for us to evangelize and preach the goodness of God. And so when you become a Christian, I believe we all get called to be involved in the Great Commission, and the internet and also retail locations is a great start to really reach people. Now, guys, I don't know if we're done reaching people, right? We always want to, keep up with, as God is giving us more days, that means there are more days to be reaching people for Jesus. And so, as you read on about, some of what YE has to offer on our website, you can go to the What We Believe page and check out, our biblical foundations. I fall into more of a non-denominational ministry. And I want to preach to all denominations and try to bring unity. Now, this is not a one-man job, and so that's why I would like to keep YE at a Washington-based company. Now, it would be great if people would like to bring YE and franchise different aspects of the ministry and company. That would be great. But I would like to focus on the people around me and not necessarily try to gain the whole world, because Jesus said, even for a Christian, if you gain the whole world, you can possibly lose your soul. So with that being said, I do want to offer things that people outside of Washington State, outside of the greater Seattle area, things that they can come to and, offer services and products and, experiences that are worth traveling here to Seattle for. Let me bring up another thing that it would be great to do. It would be great to have more than one Noah's Ark encounter, guys. There's one on the East Coast, but it would be great to bring one over to the West Coast. And so that's a big task, guys. Now on the website, guys, you will find many different business ideas. Some of those things are things that I would like to try to accomplish here in this lifetime, but other things I would like to accomplish in the eternity of eternities, meaning in the future somewhere. And I realize that all of those things may not necessarily be able to fully be done, just in this lifetime alone. And maybe so, maybe it can be done. And so I'm asking you guys to give and be a part of what YE is trying to do. So let me focus in. Now I've told you, I gave you a short summary of YE Company, Rapture Church, our ministry. Now I want to hone in on, okay, what are you actually asking for? And what are you getting when you support YE? So guys, I have always thought of, not always, but it's always great to, open a business and, offer services that are both competitive and actually relevant to the modern age, to the people of today. And so one of those things is Bunker Church, guys. So there's Rapture Church. This Rapture Church is both a local church, but it is also a more of an online experience that you're getting, where you are joining me on my journey to get Rapture ready. And you are preparing yourself for the real coming of the Lord and all the things that go along with that. But also, the first thing that I'm raising money for is a retail church location. So check out this picture. I'm not just gonna post this video, guys. I'm gonna edit it, and so that means I'll be able to put these pictures up here for you. Now, one thing you will notice on my YouTube channel is that I do not always edit and make my videos look pristine and nice. Part of that is because, when I got started, I did not know a lot about YouTube. But also, sometimes, guys, when you're putting out, you're trying to reach people as often as you can, sometimes, editing videos can slow you down. And so what I've discovered is that sometimes I want to put a video out that is based off of the title, and maybe I'll put a thumbnail, but really the title. And it's not just drawing people in because of the looks. I want to see if people are actually interested in, listening and trying to be saved, trying to learn about Jesus, trying to know God, and all the things that, YE is about. So you're supporting our online ministry, but I realize that, when you are asking for something, you have to have some sort of value that people feel that, they can also experience God, and they can also experience the ministry and the company for themselves. And so this is where the church local retail location is coming from. So there's three things that I want to talk about: our online ministry, our local retail location, and Bunker Church. And those are the things that, I'm asking for funds for. And I'll give you the overall vision, but I'll also give you the everyday, real, attainable goal that I'm looking to do. And so here we go. So Rapture Church is going to be a retail location that, if you check out this picture, it has the main church location on the one side of the picture, and then there is a retail location on the side. And the reason that I think this design has some merit to it, now obviously designs can change over time, guys, but Jesus does not want God's house to turn into a marketplace. And so when talking about ministry and also the business aspect of YE Company, we should have a little bit of a separation. And so I like what other churches are doing. Now, I'm not reinventing the wheel completely, guys. So I'm, I have some idea of churches that when I've visited or I've seen online that I feel like, oh, I really like, how this church is set up. And so, but the main location is basically a house of prayer. So the services are going to be held in there. You can get baptized in there. It's going to be the main aspects of a church. But then you have the left side, or whatever side, it can be on, is the retail location. Or maybe this is in the back of the church or the front of the church as you walk through. But this is where we're offering things like Eden Cafe, where you have a cafe that is like Starbucks, for example. Not that I want to name drop, but a Starbucks, a Christian version of Starbucks in a church that is open 7 days a week. So, I want to offer like a space where if you don't feel like it's like you want to be a part of church, but maybe you want to go to a Starbucks location, like a coffee shop, and just hang out there. Maybe you want to do some studying, maybe you want to do some reading, maybe you want to just relax in that type of atmosphere. And so having a spin of both the cafe mixed with a library, mixed with a bakery, mixed with or library / bookstore, mixed with a kind of a hangout spot, and then also getting into a few other things, that products and services that we will be offering at that church location. And so, guys, I don't want to do, I feel like clothing and books, what is traditionally sold at our bookstores that you see at church, you'll see a coffee shop, you'll see a bookstore, you'll see clothing, and it'll have different type of merch. I think that's great, but YE Company is doing that. But also, I'm trying to just open and expand, the products that we have that reach people for Jesus Christ. So in the retail store, you'll have Christian unique products like, mugs, t-shirts, dresses, bags, shoes, and different things that are meant to speak to the Christian community and also anyone who enters that location. Because here's the deal, guys. When you start a church, Jesus said, love your enemies. And so if we are only open on a Sunday service, and then during the week, it's darkness, there's no other Christian place that you can go to, and you're just like, okay, I don't want to really go to church. As an unbeliever, maybe they're thinking, someone who's not a Christian, maybe they're thinking, I don't really want to go to church. Church is not really my thing. But, hey, I'll go to a coffee shop and see that, or I'll go to their, products that they offer and see what this company is about, And so we also are loving our enemies, guys. And so that's why you'll see, different products like this one, this shirt that I offer here. This shirt, I believe we don't compromise on what the Bible says, guys. There are sin. There are absolute things that are wrong, guys. But, we're called into the trenches, guys. We're called into a war to meet people where they're at. Now, for different Christians, that looks different, guys. Some people are literally called into the prison ministry. Some people street preach. Some people hang out with gangbangers and they preach to gangbangers. And other people, we have to reach people where they're at and can't just throw the Bible at people and say, hey, you need to change. Guys, sometimes people know something is wrong, but we need to win people through the goodness of God. And so I want to be a company that invites unbelievers into our space to a certain extent, guys. Now, as far as the church is concerned, guys, I'm the church side, I'm a traditional type of non-denominational church where we're going to be preaching Jesus. We are going to be preaching the Bible, sticking with biblical core values that God does not change on. Guys, I'm a 10 commandment person, guys. Even though we are not saved by the law, guys, I'm a Bible person where we have clear teaching that keeps us in line. And so, guys, you will see, the church, not to, put out, maybe churches that are not so much, they're always criticized in the Christian community. I'm not affiliated with Catholic Church. I'm not affiliated with Seventh-day Adventist, or I'm not affiliated with the United Methodist or United Church, where, maybe how they pursue inclusiveness is a little bit extreme. But not to say that they are necessarily always wrong in what they're doing, guys. I feel like there are some strong and weak points in every single church, guys. And don't let me bash if you're a part of that church, guys. It's just, there's a side of our services that are still going to stay traditional, but the retail space. So, I am interested in business for a long time. I would like to have a place where you can get ice cream, Coneheads Creamery, where you can get ice cream at this cafe side, where you can go there for multiple reasons. A place where you would want to come during the week. Even though there's not necessarily always church services during the week, I want to talk about that a little bit more, about what YE has to offer as far as our church is concerned. But the retail side is going to be, something like, I would say, a mix of multiple companies in one location. And it's just going to be fun, guys. If I can get this, your support, if you feel like already this is something that you want to do, you can support on Indiegogo. You can support on Indiegogo and look at some of the perks that I have for this side. Excuse me. For this side of the company, of the ministry side. Of the ministry side, for this side, you can support us and look at the perks that I have to offer